Today I might have one of the most unconventional decks for you, but surprisingly, it actually works. So earlier today before I decided to stream, I was trying to come up with a new deck because I feel like I've been playing against the exact same stuff over and over again for the last couple of weeks. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pikachu and Zapdos, Misty with Articuno, Mewtwo and Gardevoir, you see it everywhere pretty much. But of course, I have the problem like a lot of people where I kind of just look at all the cards I have and I kind of have the cards to build a deck, but then I'm missing one or two cards that are very important. So it's kind of hard to follow a lot of the decks that are out there. And so I kind of was thinking, I was like, what can I come up with out of the cards that I have? And I actually found something that's been working out pretty well for me. And as you can tell by the Pokemon on the screen, it obviously involves both Butterfree and Arcanine. So first things first, of course, I'm going to talk about the deck and how I put it together. We're going to kind of go over the cards that I included, and then after that, I'll show you guys some gameplay of it actually working out for me. And like I said, it actually worked pretty well. And so if you enjoy these types of videos and you want to see me test out different decks, go ahead and let me know in the comments what you want me to try out, and make sure you subscribe while you're down there. But of course, to start off, this is going to be centered around both Butterfree and Arcanine, like I said. Again, like I kind of mentioned in a previous video that I talked about, what's really important is making sure that you have the right energy selected. So make sure after you're done adding all the cards here that you only have fire energy selected. You do not need grass energy. You're not going to be attacking with Butterfree. You're going to be using it for its ability, of course. Now, this right here is a pretty basic list that I came up with. I had it a little bit differently earlier. It wasn't really working out for me though, so had to change a couple cards around, and then it started to become a lot more consistent. So it's been working out pretty well for me. So of course, to start off, you're going to need 2 Caterpie. You're really just going to have 1 Butterfree set up on your bench, but sometimes you do have an opportunity to set 2 up. And if you can get 2 set up, you're kind of just cooking. I mean, that means you're healing 40 damage every single turn, which is kind of crazy. So I'm running 2 Caterpie, 2 Metapod, and 2 Butterfree. Originally, I did have 2 Caterpie, 1 Metapod, and 1 Butterfree. I just couldn't really consistently find the Butterfree or the Metapod, so it was really kind of hurting me. But ever since I decided to add the 2-2-2, it's been really easy to kind of set it up most games. And of course, Butterfree right here has the ability Powder Heal, so once during your turn you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon, which is going to be really nice, and you'll see why. There is another Butterfree in game. The artwork is different. This is the one from the Lapras event, so if you don't have Butterfree, go ahead and check out the Lapras event. That's like a little solo gameplay. I know if you play it on expert level and you beat it, every time you do that you will guaranteed get a pack, so that's how I was able to get Butterfree pretty quickly. But you are going to want to have 2 Butterfree, 2 Metapod, and 2 Caterpie. After that, of course, we're going to have 2 Growlithe. Our main attacker in this deck is going to be Arcanine, so you do need 2 Growlithe. I personally only have 1 Arcanine EX, so I'm only running 1. But that being said, I do kind of have it like having the split between Arcanine EX and regular Arcanine. They basically kind of do the same thing. It's kind of like Mewtwo and Mewtwo EX, just different power levels. So Arcanine right here, the basic one, obviously if your opponent knocks it out, they only get 1 point. Has 130 health, and it does 100 damage, but every time it uses the attack, it does 20 damage to itself. And then Arcanine EX has 20 more HP. Obviously, if they knock it out, they get 2 points, and it also does 20 more damage, but you also do 20 damage to yourself. So this is where Butterfree kind of comes in clutch, because you are healing 20 damage per turn. So basically, you go for an attack, you do 20 damage to yourself. Obviously, you're going to get attacked by your opponent or whatever, but you're able to kind of gradually heal to where it kind of negates this negative effect of the attack. So basically, every turn you're kind of doing 120 for free without damaging yourself, if you want to kind of look at it like that. Surprisingly, it does work pretty well, like I'm saying. Another big reason for it actually working is, of course, Moltres. So, of course, right now, a big deck out there is Moltres with Charizard. So kind of similar concept here. Use Moltres, Inferno Dance, to get set up with all the energies, and then Heat Blast is also an option if you can't really get Arcanine set up. But this is a really good way to kind of just get set up turn 2. If you have a Moltres in the active, you have a Growlithe on the bench, you get lucky, you get 2 heads, and you have an X speed in hand, for example. The next turn you can start hitting with Arcanine EX for 120, and eventually you will get your Butterfree set up to where you can start healing. Again, obviously, if you can get 2 Butterfree set up, that's even better because you're healing for 40. And then you have potions as well on top of that. So really, you could heal up to 80 in 1 turn, which is kind of crazy. So it's something that's really nice for Arcanine EX. As far as support items go, kind of the standard stuff here. I'm running 2 Potion, I'm running 2 X Speed, 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor Research, and 1 Sabrina. I was thinking about cutting the Sabrina, but I feel like Sabrina can be really good, especially early game. There are situations where your opponent's going to have 2 Pokemon, and on the bench is something with a high retreat cost or something. So Sabrina can be really good early game to kind of switch in something and kind of lock it there kind of give you time to set up. So I do think it's always important to include at least one Sabrina in most decks. But as far as the other stuff goes, you know, it's just kind of consistency stuff. So you got 2 Pokeballs just to find Pokemon easier. You got 2 Professor's Research, that way you can keep drawing cards. The X speed are very nice, especially a lot of times when you have Moltres in the active and you kind of want to switch out into Arcanine. It kind of prevents you from, you know, falling short of energy, so that's really nice. And then of course the potion, you know, the potion heals on top of the Butterfree is going to help you a lot, because there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to kind of barely survive with exactly what you need, and it's because of Butterfree or the potions, or both. And again, I do think having the 2 Caterpie is pretty nice too, because there are going to be times where, you know, you kind of get a bad hand, but if you do have a Caterpie in the active, you can attach a fire energy, use Find a Friend, you can find your Metapod, you can find your Butterfree. So let's say you have, you know, 2 Caterpies in play and like nothing else, you can go ahead and use that. That way you can at least kind of start evolving the next turn. It all depends on matchups, of course, and things like that, but a lot of times it was pretty helpful for me. But yeah, your main goal here is going to be to basically lead with Moltres, try to get a Growlithe and a Caterpie down turn 1 on your bench, preferably 2 Caterpie and a Growlithe, or 2 Growlithe and a Caterpie. If you can get that down and you have Moltres in the active, you are already cooking. And then, yeah, basically just start flipping coins, you know, building up your energies, evolving your Caterpie, and just try to get set up as fast as possible. This is one of those decks that you kind of have to set up. It does take kind of a minute to do sometimes, so you're kind of at the luck of the draw, but that's why I try to include a lot of cards for consistency. And again, it has been pretty consistent for me overall. And so if you want to try this deck out for yourself, I will have it in the description below. Go ahead and check it out and see what you can do with it. Again, the Butterfrees are pretty easy to get. And as far as the other cards go, if you can just get yourself a Moltres EX and an Arcanine EX, you should be able to build it pretty quickly. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay and see how I do. One Growlithe. I do have a research in hand. Imagine I get a Caterpie here. It's a good possibility. Basically drawing 3 cards here. We got to draw for turn. There it is. Go ahead and research. Moltres will be nice. Okay. Can't get too greedy, right? You know, as long as they don't have Misty turn 1, I should be fine, right? Surely they wouldn't get the Misty off. Pokeball. We're going to see another Articuno here. Beautiful start. Moltres, a Caterpie, and a Metapod, and we got a Pokeball. This is the ideal start right here. Now, if this Pokeball gets me Growlithe, this game's over. I'm telling you, watch. We need a Growlithe. Really? Could be like a Growlithe and the Arcanine. That would be perfect, honestly. Growlithe. Another Caterpie. We'll go ahead and put it down. Maybe we'll get the double Butterfree going here. Okay, Wigglytuff Moltres. Okay. Get to see what they cook it up here. Hear what Wigglytuff does. I feel like I can put you to sleep though, which kind of scares me. Not gonna lie. Gonna wait to evolve just in case I can get an Arcanine EX out. Might as well start flipping some coins. Heads? Heads again? Yo, my luck's going crazy today. $100 damage is not bad at all. There's the research. Ooh, it's so perfect. Got the Butterfree, let's go. Do I want to start swinging here? Or do I want to play the slow game? Is the question. Trying to think here. I'm trying to think long term here. Honestly, Moltres itself is kind of a tank. I'm gonna go into Arcanine. I'm gonna double X speed here. Let's go 1. Let's go 2. Let's go retreat. Arcanine. Let's start taking some knockouts here. Look pretty good. Man, I wish I could open more packs. That sucks having to wait. That's like the worst part about this game, not gonna lie. And I hate that when I started the game, I wasted all my stuff on opening packs. Because I didn't realize how hard it would be to actually get packs again, so... kind of made that mistake. I mean, honestly, it's kind of fine if I just knock myself out. I'm gonna go out and switch to Kangaskhan. I mean, that's fine. He either stays in and loses, or he switches out to Kangaskhan and needs to rely on the coin flip. So either way, this is kind of a win-win. And it looks like we're rolling the dice, potentially. Yep. They're gonna need 2 heads here. There's 1. Yep, of course. We're still looking good though. Looking really good. Just keep going for Heat Blast. At some point, I'm bound to draw another Butterfree. And then I basically have infinite healing. 2 Butterfrees, a potion? 60 heals right there. Does Eevee even have any evolutions in this game? Now that I think about it. I feel like I haven't seen any evolutions. Tails? It's fine by me. There's the Growlithe. Got ourselves another knockout. We're looking really good. There's really nothing they can do here that I can think of. I haven't even seen this card. I guess an evolution does exist. And it's Flareon, nice. And it hits for 110. I would just need a Sabrina here to win, which I don't think I'm going to find. I mean, I have 5 cards left, maybe. There's the Sabrina. Well, I know what my last 2 cards are, Butterfree and Arcanine EX. Really nothing they can do here. Red card, that's fine with me. I mean, there's no way they can win, right? Flamethrower? Yeah, there's literally nothing they can do. Oh, I can see it. There you go. It's a pretty good lead right here. Okay, I don't really mind going first, but only when I can get Caterpie and Growlithe down. Really, I guess I just need Caterpie down more so. It's still kind of better to go second, I feel like, but it's not too bad to go first. Kind of all depends on matchups too. In some decks you can just start swinging right away. There's Caterpie. Perfect. You love to see it. Caterpie and double Growlithe. I'm just gonna bench one for now. I'd rather get the double Caterpies down. Okay, got a Dragonite deck. I guess it kind of makes sense to run Eevee. Could run Vaporeon and Jolteon. Okay, they're gonna attach an electric energy. I mean, it's kind of fine. It's gonna take them a while to set up, so honestly, not really worried. There we go. Perfect. Nice little research right there. We get a Metapod. There it is. Oh yeah, we are chilling right now. Flip those coins. Yes, sir. It's gonna take them a minute to get set up. I'm telling you. Why I'm weak to electric, but they have nothing on the active. We're chilling, we're chilling. All is well. Can I get the X speed next turn? That'd be very nice. I mean, I guess the safer play here would be to... Well, I don't know, actually. It'd be nice if I could start attacking right now, but... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Heads, heads. No, okay. Just one is crazy. It is a little bit scary, can't lie. This is a little bit scary, can't lie. I kind of just need to knock this out, I feel like. Guess I retreat here. I mean, it comes down to luck anyway. It's kind of just the way that Dragonite works, unfortunately. Good thing is they haven't taken any points yet, so... My only liability here really is Moltres. And I'm at that perfect number with Arcanine to where... Even if he did 100, it's not going to knock me out. I think I'm okay here. I don't think he gets any knockouts this turn. And I do have a potion in hand, which is nice. I don't think Giovanni works for this move, does it? I'm pretty sure I've tried this. I don't think it works with Dragonite. Oh, never mind, it does. To the active. Beautiful. There's the Arcanine EX. Exactly what I wanted. Let's go ahead and powder heal. Okay, and then in this case, I'm going to use Potion on Butterfree because he's doing damage in increments of 50. So, Potion makes the most sense on Butterfree. Because then it basically would take 2 attacks to knock out Butterfree. Ooh, I do 20 to myself though. I didn't think about that. I guess I just have to risk it, honestly. I guess I just have to risk it. It's still kind of very unlikely, I feel like, that he gets this. He would need to land 3 attacks on either Moltres or Arcanine. And then 1 on something else. That's very unlikely, I feel like. That Butterfree Hue coming in clutch, please. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Perfect. This heal is actually coming in clutch, not gonna lie. A lot of these matches I've been having. Just like that, we win because they have nothing else benched. You love to see it. Surprised I got nothing else out. And that's going to be it for the gameplay with Arcanine and Butterfree. Like I said, this deck was pretty interesting to come up with. I do think it could obviously use some fixes, but I think it worked out pretty well considering that you wouldn't really expect these two Pokemon to work well together. And again, I was just trying to come up with something fun because right now I feel like a lot of the decks that are, very popular, that's kind of all we're seeing online. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit, try something a little bit different, and I definitely think that this accomplished that. But again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments if there's any cards you want me to try to make work. I know there's a lot of cards in the game. Some of them seem pretty bad, but there are some interesting cards that I haven't seen many people use. So I'm going to keep grinding, trying to open packs. That way I can test out even more decks. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you all in the next one.